Welcome back to the Dad Compass podcast. I'm your host, Patrick.
And I'm your host, Dmitry. Oh, shit. Give me a second. But I did. But I did.
That is beautiful, by the way.
It is
Are
very
you going to do the
beautiful.
whole show with that thing on?
I might.
All right.
Maybe
Can you
we might.
hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
What's the hand?
Oh, just give me a hand.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right.
I might fucking suffocate in this thing.
You sound like you're suffocating.
It'd be rough.
It makes it worth it, though.
Does make it worth
It's
it.
a small price to pay
Smaller
for
price
my
to
own
pay.
gratification.
Low price to pay. Hands up. Oh, no. Can't find my mouth.
What is wrong with you?
You fucking see me in here, dude?
I can't see anything. I told you my screen's too dark.
Okay. Well,
All
today's episode, we're talking about friendships.
We are talking about friendships and holding up your end of the bargain.
Got little hands. We got horse faces. I think this paint's still wet. Oh my god, dude. This is fucking
That's awesome.
You've been for like an hour.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that. I thought that there was about a 75% chance that I was wearing Eagle face paint. And then when we were down 17-3, it was less than 10% that I was, or more than 10% that I was wearing Eagle paint.
I was really excited.
Yeah, I know. You text me in the first half after it was 10-3.
I mean, that's a big deal. It's a pretty big deal, man. It was bullshit. Well, I was going to paint my face.
Also bullshit.
But I know my son likes horses, so I figured, I could also entertain him by wearing a horse mask around the house. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been wearing it around since you got it.
I was chasing the kids around outside with it. It was great. It was a great time.
That's awesome.
I got a little bit,
I knew you'd come in off the top rope, so.
Oh man, with my food just fucking jiggles. Crazy. So
let's talk about friendships.
Yeah.
This is a friendship right here, by the way.
This is a friendship. Yeah. And we're not horsing around. Okay, you can't tell if I'm serious. We're not horsing around here. I feel like my voice sounds all muffled and crazy.
So where do you fall on? So we want to talk about friendships with our kids and their friendships, but also our own friendships and I guess how they impact what's important. So where do you fall?
With fatherhood too.
And they change with fatherhood. That's a valid point. Where do you fall with friendships?
I think it's hard to maintain a really good friendship that you've had once you enter fatherhood. Not because things change, but I think priorities shift. And I mean, you go from being able to go fishing, playing football, whatever it is, whatever your hobbies are that you and your group of friends would do, to me, it was skateboarding. And then once things shift, well, you're not going to be a part of that anymore. So I think as you get older, friendships dwindle, but the strong ones remain. Oh my God, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. Just gonna do this.
I have a unique situation because I went to an extremely small school and developed a lot of close friendships there. And then on top of that, I work with a lot of people that I went to school with. So my friendships didn't do like you said for the most part within 4 years. So my two older ones are sandwiched in the middle. So we went to birthday parties and kind of did all of that stuff. I think um most of my friendships from high school have somewhat still maintained.
So that's a good point because so when you're a kid and you go through school, where do you meet a majority of your friends?
At school.
At school. So your environment completely shifts when you go to a workplace, and your workplace is your new school, and it's like where you're
Yep.
going to develop those new friendships at. Um, I think it just depends. I look fucking retarded. Dude, I almost suffocated and died. um, yeah, I would say for me, I can I tell my wife I fucking hate people. She's like, "You don't hate people. You find random shit to talk to people about." Like some guy on the street is just walking down, and you'd be like, "Oh, cool, man. I really like that fucking knuckle you have on." He's like, "I was born with this." She's like, "You say the weirdest shit, and then you end up hearing their life story." And yeah, like I've talked to a lot of people, and that's a simple thing for me to spark up a conversation. But I think like developing a true friendship where you have somebody that no matter when you call them, they can they'll be there for you. Or I mean, your kids need anything. I don't know about your friends. Like my kids, if they're a close friend, they call them. They're like they're their uncles. You know what I mean? Oh, here's Uncle James. Here's Uncle Billy. Um, like that's for me. My friendships develop now through work and through my children. Because if you like your kids' friends, you'll probably like their parents.
And see, that's always been a struggle for me is connecting with my kids' parents. I don't really know why. I Jackson has a friend that their parents and I are. Here's what it was. I went over to his house. We started talking. He's a sports fan, which is a huge part of my connection with most people. Um, and then he started dropping the F bomb. And for me, I was like, this dude's real, right? Like he's not trying to be somebody else in front of everybody else. He's just being himself.
Good.
And he's the coolest, chillest dude you'll ever meet. Like he's just a good human being. So for me, it's not a. I wouldn't say it's a friendship, but I definitely enjoy my
Acquaintance.
time that I spend talking to him. Were you
That's
gonna
it's
say
like
something?
it's a acquaintance, right?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
this fucking things be flopping on me all day. Uh, this actually
We
looks like I
just
have a fucking. It looks like I have a horse turban on, dude.
well, when you had it flipped up, it kind of looked like the thing the Pope wears. It.
Pray. Let us pray.
Oh, well, I'm
And
not
he's
gonna pray
gone.
right
All right.
now.
Yeah, I think it's like when you talk to people, and to your point, like he drops like the f bomb. It's when you speak to somebody and they're genuine. It's really easy to continue a conversation and potentially grow that into a friendship. But when people are kind of afraid to speak and they're kind of guarded and they don't let out their true ideas, then it's like I don't even want to have a conversation with you, dude. Like you have
Right.
nothing to offer me. I don't care what we have in common. If you're just sitting here like guarded and afraid to laugh at anything, for me, it's if you laugh, you're my friend. And I know that sounds dumb, but like if I can make you laugh within the first like 30 seconds of like meeting you and having an interaction, more than likely you have a sick sense of humor and we can be friends.
Well, and just so we're clear, like I don't think that going and ripping the f bomb in front of a bunch of other parents is necessarily the right protocol right out of the gate
No,
until you get to know them. And this individual's not like that either. We had interacted a couple times, but then I think he knew that like I was pretty
cool.
chill, I guess would be the word, and then it just started happening from there.
So
But to
do
be
you?
honest, they can't most of the time.
I know. So do you think that? This is horsey talk. So, do you ever look at other parents and you're like, "Man, you guys fucking suck,"
Oh,
and
dude,
you
all
you
the time.
you just know that you're not gonna be like, you're gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, man, how you doing? My name's so and so. What's your name?" And they're like, "Rebecca," or just some fucking shit name, and you're like, "Yeah, not a fan." You're looking at me like I'm retarded. I didn't even say hi yet, so we're not gonna be friends. Oh, my son likes your daughter? Not anymore. We're no longer friends. So I feel like as a parent, it's almost like if your kids have a friend, but you don't like their parent, it makes our friendship feel so weird because you're not gonna have a sleepover. Like, I'm not gonna have you sleep over at Rebecca's house. Like, Rebecca's a bitch. Um,
Yeah, I like I said, outside of this one, I don't have a lot of
fuck me, dude.
friends that are my kids.
All right, I can't take
You
myself
just gotta put
seriously.
it on at the end to close it out. You can take a break,
God
Dmitry.
damn, I
I,
can't even
I
take myself.
appreciate I applaud the effort.
I got Broncos blood on me. Jesus,
I can't see, my screen's too dark.
it's orange because the horse is on its period.
Nice. Did you put the orange on it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Aren't you
I thought it
glad?
came out. What's that?
I said, "Aren't you glad?"
Orange, I'm glad. Yes, sir.
Oh my god. Um, okay. Let's so do you think your friendship shifts when you become a dad? Yeah. So, okay. No, no,
Making my
no.
kid for one.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that's the thing. So, your kids become number one, and I think in some friendships that might be seen as like, "Whoa, dude! Like we were so close, and now I think like shit's like drifting apart." And it's like, "Yeah, dude, I have kids. Like this is my life. Like I'm not sitting here fucking snorting cocaine over strippers' butts anymore. I have children to have to take care of." Um, and I think that some friends get to that point, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, cool. I'll grow with you." And other friends are like, "You know what, man? You're just not the same." And they go on their different path. And it could be people that you've been friends with your whole entire life. I think fatherhood is just a massive, massive thing. I guess like a not a maybe like a stepping stone in life that once you get to, you do gain different kind of friends.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you. I think I've been fortunate because most of my friends have they started on the same path and then they continued down the same path that I happened to go down.
And
Right,
what path? What path?
marriage,
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
kids, and there's always exceptions to the rule. Um, I'm
So, do you think that there's people that don't go that direction? That they have um like a difficulty in their life, or like they have something that because I feel like, and this is gonna sound pretty funny to you, but I feel like when you become like a father, there's a certain level that you do grow up. Um, and I feel like there's like some people that I know. And I'm like, dude, I mean, I know I haven't grown up much, but stepping into fatherhood, you want people to follow into that. You want people to progress through that stage of their life and be able to be of value, to society, I guess, because you're going to bring in children. Hopefully, they're great kids. Your friends are going to deteriorate. I'm gonna be honest, Patrick. I think I've lost what I was talking about like good 30 seconds ago.
need to put the horse head back on. It's fucking up your train of thought.
Trying to
I
use
think,
my hands
and
to.
this may not be what you're saying, but when you have kids, your life changes, and I would say more times than not, you become a better person.
Yes, that is exactly what I was trying to say.
You're trying to connect with people that are like minded,
Mhm.
and people that don't have kids, and this isn't always the case because I literally just gave you an example, but like
Yeah.
they have different priorities. It doesn't mean that they're not a good person, but they just have different priorities. And so the connection kind of diminishes.
Yeah.
And I have situations like that too, that my best friend for 15 years, we talk maybe once every 3 months now, and it's usually via text message, and it's usually
Yeah.
pretty short. And
But
it's
then you guys pick
because
right back up, right?
nah, it's a different
Oh,
situation. And I don't really want to like blast it on here, but it's one of those situations where you have to kind of cut people out of your life, but at the same time, you know, it's not like I have all these ill feelings towards this person, but I can't have this person involved in my life for other
gotcha.
reasons.
Gotcha.
Does that make
That
sense?
makes yeah, it makes sense. It sounds like you're a terrible person, but it makes sense.
Yep.
um, I got a so I got a buddy of mine. He's like my brother, and his name's James. He listens to the podcast. Um, James has
I've
always
met
been. You have met James. James has always been a wild man. Like he is. He's very black and white, and he's a super super smart guy. His dad um, can build anything. He's been doing construction his whole entire life. He's a outstanding worker. James has two modes. James has cool. I'm on my path. I'm gonna focus on shit, and I'm gonna get it done. And when he does, he absolutely crushes it. The guy's a fucking killer. And then his other mode is if I start drinking, shit's gonna get fucked up. And it might be entertaining, but it's gonna get really fucked up. So he he's got a daughter coming, and he is like he's crushing it with his life. I don't think he's drinking anymore. He's super super focused on his family and trying to get stuff taken care of. Those are, and I've known this guy since I was like 12 or 13. You know, we've been pretty much brothers. Every single time they go on a family vacation, I would go with them, just because I was always around. You know, I just fucking gravitated towards them. Their mom was great, dad's great, his brother's amazing. His brother's got two kids. James has this is gonna be their third kid because the girl that he's with has a child. But like speaking about like really really good friendships, and sometimes you drift apart. We we'll stop talking for months, and this is how I am with like most of my high value friendships. I'll stop talking for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, a fucking year, and then I'll call you, and then we'll continue the conversation where we left off, and it's like nothing ever happened. Because I think with your true friends, when you go on in your passive life, you're I fucking hate. I would hate if somebody texts me every single day, like, "Hey man, how was your day?" Oh, dude, it's the fucking same way it was yesterday. You know, nothing happened. You know, a year goes by. Dude, what's going on, man? It's been a while. How's it going? Oh, this happened and that happened. It makes a conversation far more rich and engaging. And I think that some people nowadays think that that friendship is more so of a, um, not a novelty, but like they have to be friends with everybody to make themselves feel included. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe I'm wrong because I never had a super huge friend group, but I feel like some people with a lot of friends, it's like it's more so of like a quantity thing over the quality. Like, do you think that's true, or do you like disagree?
No, I would think that that's true. And I think when I was younger, I didn't want anybody to not like me.
Yeah,
And so I think I always was trying to make connections,
yeah.
in a weird way. But to your point now, I'm
How do you?
not good.
I was say, how do you connect now? Like, Do you randomly go and talk to people?
I don't have a bunch of new friends.
No, no, strangers.
No. I mean, I
No.
kinda talked about this the other day. I look like an asshole sometimes because I become a little extroverted in situations like that,
What
where
do
it's
you
like a
mean?
bunch that I don't know. So, like, I don't go I went to Davis's volleyball last Sunday.
I mean, that's fair though.
I I I don't know. I feel pretty blessed in my situation, with my current friend group or for just my current my
Yeah,
current friend neighbor
really?
on the right's name. I know
I mean,
my
that's
neighbor on
I. So when we lived in Colorado, never, dude. When our neighbors, it was like they didn't exist. Like I randomly, they'd be go out, they're outside, and we're mowing the lawn at the same time. Be like, "What's going on? Whatever your fuck your name is," and you try to have a conversation. This one dude started talking to me about the HOA. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck about the HOA. Like he was like telling me his life story about them wanting to paint their house and they want them to change the shade and it's this whole thing and they want them to pay. I was like, dude, I just said good morning. Like, give me something cool to talk about, and you're fucking talking about the HOA. So at that point in Colorado, I just stopped talking to my neighbors. Um, until we moved here. Like when we were in a RV and we were traveling around, you kind of have to talk to people. It's
right.
kind of weird if you don't.
It
Um,
probably helps too, like, you learn little tips and trades along the way.
of how to talk to people.
No, no, no. You interacting with other people with campers, you're probably like, "Hey, there's a really good campsite right up the street."
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah. Like it's well, and they have kids. Like that goes back into like having kids. You know, when your kids are playing, you have other kids around, and sometimes the kids are really cool, and you're like, man, like sure, Ellie can come and play with you guys. Like that's okay. And then sometimes you're like, no, stay away from that kid. Um, you can't play with them. I saw their parents. Can't do it, which is fucked up. Some parents um, at the campgrounds were like, you probably shouldn't have any kids, man. Like that's like just
You can
horrible,
say that
horrible
about half
people.
of society.
Well, yeah, and I think unfortunately, I kind of feel like the people that are very like pissed off and angry, you can just tell, and you know what it's like at their home. Like you can see their kids, they're unhappy, they're miserable, or they might be really happy outdoors, but they never want to go inside. They're like, no,
Right.
I don't want to do that. Like some of my friendships I've developed just through my kids. Um, my neighbors here, dude, every weekend we're smoking shit. I smoked 2 racks of
What?
ribs. Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're sitting in a circle, fucking upside down. It's a trifecta. It's terrible.
Did
Give you a hint.
you get some
Eh,
Deadpool hands?
yeah, dude,
I didn't even notice those weren't your real hands until just now.
are you serious?
No, I'm just messing.
I was like, I got some long fingers, man, and they're nice. My wife loves them. She took them from me yesterday after I bought them because she wanted to play
I
with
bet it
them.
looks huge in that hand.
It does. It does. It does.
That's
Just look at
funny.
these. Look at these little. Look, everything looks huge in these hands.
That's
Um,
true.
but yeah, then you're like my neighbors, dude. We're out there every. I've never had neighbors that I can go outside and like just interact and have fun with. Like my neighbor Jim, if he's outside, he's probably smoking. Or I get off of work and he's out there. I walk outside. He's like, "You want a beer?" Hands me a beer, and then we bullshit. And then neighbor next to him, Jordan, comes out sometimes. Um, but it's really nice. So I think my friendships now, I have my really, really close friends that I've known for a very long time. And I have a few really, really cool neighbors. And the 2 Russian guys next to me. Dude, they're awesome. I made him food the other day because he can't cook. He
They can't
fucked up.
cook.
He cooked something in the air fryer for like almost 40 minutes, and he said it was really thin. And he's like, I pulled it out and I couldn't eat it. So he gave me I told him, give me your food, dude. I'll cook your food. So I cooked him dinner the other night on the smoker. He said it was phenomenal. And
Nice.
yeah, they came out last night and we were bullshitting. Um, brought him inside my house. It's really nice to meet people that you genuinely enjoy and have a connection with. And I think as you get older, it's harder and easier, and because your connections aren't no longer based on, oh, dude, I like your shirt. Like we should kind of be friends. Like as a kid, it's so easy to become friends. Oh, dude, you pick your nose too? Oh my god, we're like best friends now. Like as an adult, like you can't just randomly go up to people like, hey, you want to be my friend? They'll fucking punch you. Exactly.
Customers.
It's true.
And, and
The pressure's off at that point. I think the internal, like your nerves are far more settled because you're not
you get a
you
job to
already
do.
exactly you have a job to do. You already have a reason for that connection to begin. When you have somebody new that it's not at your job, it's like, dude, what connection do you have? You know, you're a Broncos fan, so you see somebody with a Broncos jersey, you're like, "Yeah, man, go Birds," and they're like, "No,
That's not how that works.
no, it's not."
But it's true. It's how I connect with a ton of people is through sports.
Yeah,
Um, just finding out, who their team is. I'd watch enough football that I would say that I'm pretty well versed, especially, I mean, specifically on the NFL. I don't know much about college, but that I can make a connection with 90% of people. And I know that I was on here talking shit about Eagles fans, and I stand
they
behind that.
they got mad. It was so funny, but we had a lot of
But
comments of people losing their shit.
well, it's funny because I showed that to one of the Eagles fans that both Eagles fans that I
Mhm.
work with, and they both agreed that I was right. So
It's true. You were right.
doesn't
Yeah,
mean they're not good people,
yeah.
even though I did call them garbage people.
Well, some of them are garbage men.
It's overpopulated over there.
Dude, I will say the West Coast is fucked. The East Coast is fucked. And in the middle, there's parts that are good, but I mean, actually, everyone's fucked.
Everyone's fucked.
There is, I think, garbage goes everywhere. But I think to your point, like the high population, you have just such a large mix of individuals that some people are there to fuck shit up. Some people are there to have a good time, and some people are there to just enjoy the game. And you can't put all those people in the same place. Things are gonna get broken, as they always do. You know?
Well, and part of me is glad that I didn't go to that game because that would have been it would have been an amazing experience, but like exiting there would have been a little nerve wracking, I imagine.
Yeah, that's too many people for me.
For a
Well,
victory.
and you were
My
gonna bring your kids too, right?
just my daughter.
Yeah, and I mean that would have been stressful. Like somebody's talking shit, and you're like, dude, I just gotta walk,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna start following you.
Shut your mouth and go.
That's right. That's right. You can't even make eye contact with anybody. They're like fucking salespeople. You make eye contact, you're wearing a Broncos hat or a Broncos jersey, and they're Eagles, and they're like, this guy wants to fight. This guy definitely wants to fight. It's like, dude, my eyes were just passing. You just came into my sight line. Like, we can be friends. Leave me be.
All right, we're over the halfway mark. Let's do Fatherhood Unscripted, and then let's talk about our kids' friends.
Yeah, go first.
Okay. Um, so this one's kind of be a little challenging. I might get a little emotional, but
Okay.
last Sunday, Davis had a volleyball tournament, and the communication that was given to me was that he played at 9:00. The Broncos played at 11. So that was all I knew, is that he played one game at 9 o'clock. So I was like, all right, I'll go watch the one game,
Yeah.
be home in time to watch the Broncos play. Um, and then good to go. So go to the game. Davis plays. They end up losing. My assumption is that it's over. I ask him what his plan is, and he says, well, I got to ref this next game, and then we play a game after that. So that game would have started at 11. I wasn't mad at Davis, but I was a little frustrated because I was like, why didn't I know that there was another game? And so I had this predicament where I was like, I'm already planning. Like, I was like inconvenienced. How about that? I was
Yeah, yeah,
inconvenienced.
yeah.
Um, and I know that sounds shitty saying that watching my son play volleyball is an inconvenience, but I had another plan set in place.
Now,
And
when you're a
just
parent,
so
that shit kind of happens.
yeah, and just so we're clear, like the only time I can get away from everything is when I watch the Broncos. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things to do. Win or lose, it's emotional, it's up and down. It's my way of disconnecting from the world for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So I made a decision to not watch Davis's game, and I came home and watched the Bronco game. And it started weighing on me throughout the day. I ended up drinking a lot. Um, he played two more games, so he played at 11, and then he played at 1. Um,
yeah, but deep down in your heart, you knew.
um,
Yeah, yeah,
I was upset at the situation, but I was also more upset at myself. But I just sent him some text messages that were pretty fucking rude,
yeah,
if I'm being honest. And so I woke up the next morning. I had a really, really bad headache. I don't typically get hangovers, but I drank way more than I should have. And I had a lot of regret. And I I realized I was on Facebook. I was talking shit to a bunch of people. Like it was just
Jesus,
out
dude.
of character for me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I looked at my text chain with my son, and I read it, and I'm like, man, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah,
So I text Davis that morning. I had to go to work. I text him that morning, and I said, call me when you get up. So I called him, and I apologized to him, and I apologized for not being at his game, and I apologized for making the Broncos a higher priority than him.
yeah.
And I wanted him to know that that would never happen again. Uh, and I mean that. Like, I felt like shit, and or
It
rather
weighs
watched
on
Davis
you.
win.
Well, yeah, it weighs on you, and I think that's so. Like, you talk about like fatherhood, like that is fatherhood, and the no matter what, things are always going to line up. And sometimes we do make the decision that's like, you know what, I'd rather do this than that. Ultimately, we know the decision is always to kind of choose our kids. But sometimes, you know, yeah, I need a second. And when you do, even if you feel like you were in the right to do what you did, it still weighs on you. And then it breaks you down. And then to your point, if you start drinking, I don't know, I guess you were just talking shit to everybody, which sounds like an Eagles fan to me. But that's neither here nor there. But you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
think that's what makes you a good father, though. I know that's kind of like backwards. The fact that you have that it was a trigger to be like, man, dude, I didn't make the best decision there. And then you called, you apologized, you had a conversation. Some fathers don't do that. Some of them are just like, oh, so shit. It was a rough night. I'm not apologizing, which is kind of crazy to think. You're a good dad, man.
thank you. I appreciate it. And I had a conversation with the Eagles fan. We went to lunch because he owed me lunch on
Yeah,
Monday, and we kind of talked about it a little bit. And he's like, dude, I think my dad went to like 4 of my games my whole entire life. So,
yeah.
and I turned out just fine. So don't beat yourself up over something so small. And to me, it's not small.
It's got
Like
value
Davis
to
is a
you.
senior. He's a senior. Like these times are coming to an end.
Yeah.
of interacting with him this way. And um, you know, I was upset that he didn't come to dinner that he picked, but at the
Yeah.
same time, he didn't know that he was playing more than the 9 o'clock game.
Yeah.
He didn't know that. So the way that I handled it was just not the right way to handle it. That's the reality of it. And um, you know, I just told him that the Broncos aren't going to take a priority over him anymore. So as much as I love the Denver Broncos, I love my son more. So that's it.
You did make it a so you did prioritize him though, like, without even though it wasn't in the moment, being able to have that conversation, dude, that's what a seasoned father does. We make mistakes, and then we deal with them. We get through it. Um, and sometimes it's kinda hard to, like, take accountability within ourselves because sometimes it really is it's a game, it's not the big deal. Well, he's a senior. Like you said, dude, those times are gonna be very few left of them, and you wanna make the most of it. You wanna be there for all those experiences without making the decision to say, "No, I'll do something else," even when we want to.
Well, and this isn't an excuse, but I will tell you, I was completely out of my comfort zone there. It was Davis's first time ever doing club. There's all
Yeah,
these connections that people have made throughout the years. And I don't know, people are just super weird about sports. Like, I'm sure
yeah,
you know this, but parents are fucking crazy about that shit.
yeah,
And I'm crazy about watching Davis play. Um, I'd have no connection with anybody else on the team other than Davis. That may change over the course of the season, but it's just so weird to me. And people are aggressive, and you know they're I don't
ugh,
know.
I
It's
don't get it. I don't get that shit. I don't get when people watch sports at all and they start fucking screaming and hollering. I'm like, "Dude,
That's
what are
me.
you" I was like, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, what is so exciting? Guy caught the fucking ball." Like, yeah, it's his job. Dude gets paid millions to catch a ball and we're fucking cheering for him? Like, this is crazy. But I think with sports, it's not necessarily watching the game. It's, I guess, a camaraderie or like a brotherhood that you develop with your friends that it allows you to have a deeper connection, gives you something to speak about, right? Like what happens after the game the next day on Monday? What did you guarantee you talked about the game to other people?
Well, and people are always trying to make a play to for their own kid. Like it's a ton of selfish things, and I think that there's zero. I shouldn't say it like this, but when Davis doesn't do a good job, I tell him he doesn't do a good job, and I tell him why he doesn't do a good job.
Yeah,
Now, I'm pretty new to volleyball, so I'm not
yeah,
an expert by any means, but I can tell you when he didn't hustle.
yeah,
I can tell you when he wasn't a good teammate. I can tell you when his attitude sucked, which most of those are not situations that I'd have to usually worry about with Davis, but
yeah,
those are things that I've played sports long enough that it doesn't matter what sport you're playing, you can see all of those things.
yeah. When they have all these other parents like screaming and hollering, like, dude, like, let they add so much pressure onto them, and sometimes that pressure is good, but really, like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Never like, I played a lot of sports, never understood the crazy parents that are like, "We lost, we're gonna go home, and you're gonna catch this ball 500 fucking times." I'm like, "Dude, Jesus Christ, dude, the kid can't fucking catch a ball, like, what do you think 500 times is gonna get good?" Like, it never it doesn't seem important unless your personal goal as the kid is to be a professional. You're there to have fun. Like, you wanna win, obviously, but you don't want people to make you feel like shit when you lose.
I I think it's good to lose because I think it's good to know that you don't like doing that, and so it forces you to be better.
Yeah,
I I do agree with you that like unless you're that talented that you're going to be a professional, I mean, there's the college aspect too, right? Like if you if you get a scholarship to go play at a college level and you don't have to pay, that's a huge
Yeah.
deal. And that's a huge deal to me right now at Davis, which is kind of one of his goals. So I do want him to be his best. But I understand he's a 17-year-old kid and he's going to make mistakes. And let's
Yeah.
talk about those mistakes. I was going to say one other thing and I don't remember what. Oh, I love team sports because I think that
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then when I need your help, you're like, go pound sand.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
All right. That was a
Uh,
13-minute Fatherhood Unscripted, but I think we talked about some good things and we
All right.
haven't even talked about yours yet.
My turn.
Yep, go.
Um, so this is, I guess I have two. I'll make Ian's quick. Um, other day he came downstairs. I was working and I was frustrated. I don't know what I was frustrated about. I was just in a fucking mood. And he's like, "Dad, you okay?" I was like, "I'm good, man. Like, I'm good. Just trying to get shit done." And then later he went out on the patio for like 3-4 minutes, came back in, and then I walked out there to get a breath of air. And then he came out and we had like a 10-minute long conversation about his EMR class and how he's doing. And I've noticed that we connect a lot more as he's getting older because it becomes so much less of, well, dude, I'm not going to listen to you because like, you don't know. He values the conversation and I value it too. I need the conversation. Like sometimes I just need my kids to be there so we can all talk and listen to each other. Like it's fun. And I think as they get older, the conversations can be so much more unfiltered and genuine. So we had a very good conversation about his class and what he wants to do in his future because he wants to be an EMT. At EMR, you can't do much. Like you're pretty much there. You're like the cheerleader. You get there, you're like, yeah, good job. I can't help you with that because I'm not certified to do that. And he was like, it kind of sucks. Like, I was like, what are you going to do? We talked about some guy with a pole sticking through his leg. That was his example. He was like, well, I'm going to go and like, I'm going to try to secure it so it doesn't pull out. I was like, yeah, but you're not trying to cause more pain, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, so you're going to touch the fucking pole that's sticking through this guy's leg and be like, it's okay. I was like, the first time you come across things like that, you're going to be in fight or flight. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be unsure. It doesn't matter what you've learned because unfortunately what you learn is just a book unless you're taking something and putting it into practice. That's when your actual learning comes. And he's like, yeah, like that makes sense. And I said, but you're going to do good, man. You're going to be successful. Whatever it is that you're going to pick and choose, you're going to be good. You have to understand that you don't know everything. And what you do know is almost going to go right out the window when you put into application. Because they got this, it's called AFPU, which they have to go
It's
through a
what?
certain AFPU.
Hmm.
It's fucking weird. And he's like, the first part of it is I have to go up to somebody and say, sir or ma'am, can you hear me? And I was like, can you imagine if I got a fucking pole sticking through my leg and you come up to me, like, can you hear me? Yeah, motherfucker, I can hear you. I got to, like, really? I told him, I was like, you go up and be like, oh man, that looks like it hurts. Like, you're able to elicit the answer differently and make that person feel comfortable. I said, you need to learn how to have that conversation and not be very like nervous to do it. Like nobody wants to hear when somebody comes up a very like written, like pre-written like answer. Can you hear me? Are you feeling okay? Does this hurt? No, dude. No. Like a pull in my leg doesn't hurt. And and we were laughing, dude. It was just it. I love him. He's an awesome kid. I wrapped that up, and then my daughter coming home from school. and she had the world's attitude, man. Like I didn't know what was going on. I was like, you need to like chill. You're gonna come home and you're gonna be sitting in your room because this is not happening. Yeah, I told the boys to go ahead, and I brought her next to me. I was like, listen, I know you might have had a rough day. What happened? And as soon as I did that, she broke down and she started crying. And like I said, my daughter teaches me a lot constantly. And what I'm learning about her is if she's got an attitude, it's probably because something that happened that day. It's probably somebody who's giving her a hard time and she is just really, really frustrated and she's taking it out on everybody else. People were calling, some kid is calling her a different name than her name. And she's like, I don't like it. That's not my name. Like she was very upset that they were calling her a different name. Not a mean name, just a different name. And she's like, Dad, I've told this kid to stop and he's not stopping. She's like, yelled at him. I was like, how'd you yell at him? Stop. I was like, all right, that usually works. that usually does a good job. I was like, if you yell at me like that, Ellie, I'm gonna stop because those them's fighting words. And some girl told her crush that she had a crush on him. She had so much stuff, and I just hugged her, and we're just walking, and she's like crying, and then she's laughing. I love that. Like I don't love my kids being upset, but I love when you remember that they're kids and you get that connection back and it's not just attitude. 'Cause I think a lot of parenting is you're dealing with your emotions and their emotions and you guys are like this the whole entire time. Well, if you fucking take a step back and be like, hey, maybe this isn't all about me. Like you said, team efforts, right? Everything's teamwork. Well, as a family, you're a huge team. So how
Yep.
do you get through it? Do you keep talking shit? Or do you say, hey, dude, listen, what's going on? Once you do, they usually open up. And my daughter's, and then she pulled herself together really, really well the past 2 days with her emotions, especially at the baby shower. Like she didn't want to leave. I said, we got to go. We got stuff to do. And she didn't want to leave because her friend was there. Nothing, all of her attitude, that's all. And then it was fine. So my daughter's just making like leaps and strides in my eyes of controlling her emotions and her output a little bit more. That's it. Proud of her.
That's awesome. I mean, we're at 54 minutes. This was really long, unscripted. So I don't think we should talk about kids' friendships, but maybe we can just make that the topic next week.
Yeah, I mean, we can brush over it. Like kids, they're where in fucking Germany,
9:30 your
London,
time.
in
London.
London. Oh, so
London.
that's why you got your jersey on and everything.
Attention.
Even if they play or not. No, you don't. See, it's not every Sunday.
Wrap it.
Ready? Right on.
All right.
Um,
Let's recap. Let's recap friendships. What does that look like to you?
I think as a father, friendships develop in a very different way. You're looking at people that you can trust genuinely and emotionally around your kids. You don't want them to be out of line. You also want them to be respectful and respectful to what you find is okay, you know? And I think as that fatherhood part of you progresses, the friends that you have that you've had for a long time, some of them might be distant. But when you're able to make new connections or have friends that are jumping into the same bandwagon as you, I think you have a lot more to talk about at that point than just a normal, hey, how you doing? But I think friendship is really important. I don't think it's the quantity of friends that you have, but I think it's the quality of the friendships that you're able to keep and I guess build going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want to always align yourself with somebody who's morally similar than you are. And for me, growing up in a small town, try that in a small town.
Yeah.
There was a lot of moral, um, a huge moral connection, and then at the time you didn't know that's what it was, But then when you grow and start having kids, you are able to grow together. So for me, I've been able to stay connected to a lot of people for a long, long time. Um, but to your point, like it is about quality. It's not about quantity. I'm fortunate to have both. So with a huge connection of people that I've had throughout the years with work or from school, that I'm just able to um, see the good in people, and you know, I try to make people better as much as I possibly can as well. So
Yeah. I'll say one last thing. I am always weary of friends that don't talk shit to me, because if you're not able to like give me a hard time about things, we're not really friends. You're at that point, you're just an acquaintance. Like friends call you out on stuff you're doing wrong. Friends help you be better, and you get to like you grow with them, right? What you said, so you're able to grow,
yep.
and I think that's rare to find. And I think the fact that you have a large group that you have quantity and quality, that's pretty awesome.
Have you ever broken something expensive and blamed it on someone else? You haven't.
No, no,
Not
no,
even from horsing around.
no, no, not even from horsing around. Jesus.
Okay. I have I have one. Um you kind of this question flopped because you didn't answer it, but
Well, so I'll tell you why. So for me, honesty is like the number one thing. So if I ever break anything, I I'm gonna fess up to it and try to fix it. Like that's
no, I totally respect it. I just figured as a child you were kind of a piece of shit, so you probably broke some
okay.
stuff and blamed other people.
Uh, no, I mean I threw
Sorry,
a
I mean
rock.
as a cult.
I mean I threw a rock as a um at a bus and broke the windshield and got my ass beat. I think that was part of it because I was adopted. So I went from one farm to another.
That's awesome. Um,
Love it,
when
baby.
I was 15 years old, I was living in Pine Bluffs, Wyoming, and me and two friends were in his car,
Yeah.
and we were trying to go like at the top of the bluff. It was a road, it was a dirt road, and it was a piece of shit road, and we were trying to see who could make the lap the fastest. Um, I'm gonna tell you that I was going to win, and then I did not. So I lost control of the car. I went through a barbed wire fence. I fucked the car up. Now,
Jesus.
my two friends were with me. One of them it was his mom's car.
Oh
So he
no.
had to call on the sword
So
because he knew that he would get in a lot more trouble knowing that we were driving. So we just kind of, I would say we took it to our grave, but I just aired out our business right now.
yeah.
I haven't talked to this guys since I left there, but that is the one situation that I don't know if my mom knows about, but she's about to find out that I wrecked somebody else's car, and he had to take the fall. So
That's horrible, dude.
she, well,
I mean, we
it,
threw cats off like buildings and shit,
bro,
but like we never like who's to blame? Like there's only three kids on a fucking roof.
all
You know, the
three of
shit
you.
dude, the shit that that we did in Russia as kids was really bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, you know, putting rocks on fucking train tracks and having them shoot out, you're trying to dodge them. Oh,
yeah. That's crazy.
not, not everybody could fucking dodge them. And like people got
Yeah,
hurt. So
I mean, you shared that story when we first started doing this.
yeah, like but as far as like taking the fall, having somebody take the fall for me. No, like even when I was at like pothead, dude, and we got pulled over by the cops. Like it's never been like, oh, that's not mine. What am I gonna do, dude? Like lie? No, that's so much worse. So I always make jokes, and I never got in trouble because I made jokes. Then the cops found that, like, dude, this guy's honest. He's funny. Like, we don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think like trying to take the fall, or not the fall, like doing something and then being dishonest about it. For me, that weighs on me morally. Like
I
I
told
like if my kids did something wrong and they broke something, dude, tell me. Oh, okay. Ronan actually broke something this week. He was in the bathroom trying to be fucking Spider-Man on the the towel hanger in the bathroom, and it ripped completely off the wall. Like ripped the studs out and everything. Not the studs out, but completely obliterated the drywall. And my wife walked in there and she's like, "What happened?" And he's crying. He's like, "It's me. I was hanging on it. I'm so sorry." Like that's all he said. And he was upset. And I don't know if I told you, like that stuff doesn't bother me. I don't know why, dude. Bigger things don't bother me. Little things really bother me. But like big problems, I don't care. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, why am I gonna sit here and lose my shit on you because the wall's broken? Me making you feel worse is just it's not gonna magically fix the wall. It's like I have a fucking magical mouth that just talks shit and things just go back to normal. I just like, yeah, I don't like, I'm sure there's times. I think I looked in somebody's window one time when we were skateboarding, and then their husband came and like tracked us down because it was just his wife there, and we were like skating on his house property. Like he came, tracked us down, and me and my buddy were like, dude, it wasn't us. It was not us that did that. And he started reaching like he had a knife or something, and it was bad. All right, dude, stop with the hands. It's too much running. Well, I think that the beginning of the episode, I was very fucking lost with what we were talking about. I think there's a lot of things that I might have said that just seemed like rambling, but we talked about friendships and we talked about how they change through fatherhood, as well as how they develop in fatherhood. That was a good wrap up.
all right. Like, follow, subscribe.
Like,
Please like. We had so many views this week. Well, like if you like it, don't just like it to like it. But we had 130 views, I think, this morning, and 1 like.
I think that was me.
I mean, it was actually me, but which is
All right.
embarrassing.
Probably was you. Probably wasn't me.
So
yeah, like our stuff.
You're even failing.
I know, dude. Listen, we need people that watch our episode, and I don't care if you guys skip through the chapters and only click on the titles that are valuable to you. But please, man, like tell us what you like about us and tell us what you don't. That's the only way that we're able to deliver better content and better conversations, because that's what we really need. We're sometimes seems like we're bleeding a little bit dry. So we need a little bit of assistance to see what you guys are going through, or humorous topics that you want to listen to us talk about. Obviously, everybody has that fear.
That's why I don't sleep.
I don't sleep naked either, but if somebody broke into my house, I'm definitely getting naked. I'm telling you right now, if somebody breaks in your house and you're butt ass naked and you're about to fucking John Cena or sparring kick them off the stairs, and the last thing they see is your dick and balls dangling, dude, they are gonna be scarred. Their back's broken. They are so broken.
You were the second person that I've heard that from. A buddy from work said the same exact thing. Like, he's like, I'm gonna traumatize a man, kill him.
Oh, dude, he's gonna wake up fully conscious. Well, obviously, when he wakes up, I'm definitely pulling the old Halo. I'm teabagging the shit out of the dude. Like, I'm gonna make it so bad that he's gonna want to be arrested. Oh yeah, here's your mugshot. and it just this fucking thing just smacking him in the face.
Oh, that's
He's gonna go
awesome.
in with a tattoo.
All right.
So,
Please
officer, I'm not
like,
gay, but I raped that man.
please, please follow, please subscribe. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all major platforms,
Yep.
and comment, good or bad.
Yeah. What's your biggest fear? Tell us about it. All right.
Compass
Compass
on. Go
on.
Broncos.
Oh, yeah. I hope Broncos lose. Just kidding. I hope
Oh,
they
you're
win.
so
I hope they win.
they
No, you don't
should.
hope they lose.